up here because I know almost everyone here has a hard time with talking in front of people. And in about 30 seconds, my face is going to be bright red. I'm also sweating. But I'm facing myself because I know every one of us here has no shortage of things that we could say about Gigi. This is my third attempt at trying to write this, and every time I go to write something down, all I know how to say is that I miss her. I'm lucky because she's the first person I've lost that has felt like I'm losing a friend too. One of the first few days after she got passed, I realized that the grief that I was feeling so full of was for myself and all of us and not her. I know she lived a long and good life, and to be honest, the idea of her having to live with her body being healthy but her mind not well broke my heart to think about. I always thought she'd live 100 years like she said, and that horrified me because I knew how upset she'd be if she knew it would be like this, with other people taking care of her and not being able to remember things. Two things she was known for. But I realized that I was grieving for all of us, because we didn't get the last 5 or 10 years with her that we needed. She didn't get to meet my kids and tell them her stories. I don't get to play Scrabble with her or swing on her porch swing and look at all her bunnies and birds with her. I don't get to argue with her in the car while she drives in the middle of the road, or sit in the passenger seat horrified while she pulls over to get something she saw in someone's garbage. I don't get to hug her and tell her goodbye and how much I love her. I think if I could say anything to her right now, I'd apologize. Because if I'm being honest with you, I felt like I lost her before she was gone. I thought I had grieved her loss when she got dementia, and again when she moved to Michigan. But the sadness I feel at never being able to see her again doesn't compare to how I felt then. And I feel so guilty for not taking advantage of what little bits I had when I had it. Sorry. I felt the pressure of you guys looking at me to pick me up.
Great.
I feel so proud of my mom that she was able to be there for her in ways I couldn't, and talk to her in times when I would get frustrated and shut down, and take care of her the way that she would have taken care of someone. One of my favorite fights to pick with Gigi, because she was such a fun person to argue with, was over the fact that she'd always say she didn't like people. Anyone who's met her knows that that isn't true. She talked to anyone and everyone for hours. What most people hid when the Jehovah's Witnesses knocked on their door, she would sit and talk to them for hours. My mom was scared that they were going to convert her. She also said she hated animals, and when she talked to her dogs, she called them mutts. But she was so upset when the neighborhood dog Elvis, who everyone hated because he attacked their dogs, moved away and stopped visiting her. She also took it upon herself to feed a loose pig for weeks. She said it was her pet, and she was sad when others came back for it. She eventually conceded and told me she liked animals that didn't live in her house. I knew I was going to feel silly up here in the pink dress, but when I tried on the black dress I had and then the pink one, I pictured trying it on for her in the conversation we would have had. And she would have told me, I don't know, Leah, I just love the pink one, it's darling. It was her favorite color. And when I looked at the tag, it said it was made in 1932, so I took it as a sign. I remember when I was little and I got glasses for the first time, and Gigi let me have one of those old lady beaded glasses holders that she always wore, and I wore it to school every day. No one I know loves as fiercely as she loved, or as stubborn as she did too. When I was a kid, my mom used to drop my little brother Dash off to her in the mornings before she took me to school. And on the days when I couldn't convince her to let me stay home, I would race as fast as I could into Gigi's house to tell her that I didn't feel good, but my mom was making me go to school. And she'd go outside to tell my mother off for even thinking to make me do something I didn't want to. Her being stubborn wasn't as fun when she got older and lived with us, though, because every time Dash got into trouble, she'd threaten to walk to Uncle Todd's. One time, my mom and I got a call from my dad when we were shopping that Gigi had gotten mad, packed her things, and was walking down the road. He didn't know what to do, and he sure as hell wasn't able to tell her what to do. So he followed her and picked up stuff as she dropped it. We pulled up to the corner, and there they were, walking far apart but together down Indiantown Road. My mom told her she had a cookie waiting for her at home, and she happily climbed into the car. And told us matter-of-factly that she had told my dad she was fine and he didn't need to comfort her. I have probably a million more things I could say about her. And I'm glad, because the thing that makes me feel better about missing her is that I know I am so lucky to have gotten the time with her that I did. I know she loved me so much, and one of the things that makes me happy is picturing her in heaven, eating black licorice or liver with Uncle Rick, and telling her baby Preston her stories that she got to tell all of us. I'm lucky because I can still hear her sing that little song she sang when I'd ask her to tell me a story. I can remember exactly how it felt to hug her or hold her hand. I can smell the baby powder she always put on, and if I close my eyes, I can picture the exact look in her eyes she'd get when she was mad and about to tell me all. I just think I'll miss her and wish she was here for the rest of my life. I love you, Grandma, so much, and I love all of you too, and I know she'd be so so happy